Hi everyone, happy Friday. Today I am doing Foundation Friday and I'm going to show you my current favorite foundation routine. I've been on the search for like the perfect foundation for my skin type and concerns for a little over a year now. I probably have 70 plus foundations. So that's why I've started the Foundation Friday. I got the idea from Taylor Wynn. If you haven't seen any of her videos, go check them out. So yeah, that's where I got the idea from. And I'm going to show you guys a different foundation every Friday. Probably a lot of them won't be first impression for me, for a little bit at least, because I want to get through some of the ones that I currently have, obviously, to show you. Since I started doing it live on Facebook before my YouTube channel, I have tried a bunch of them out, but most of them I don't remember. Now I'm taking notes and whatnot. So anywho, I have found a pretty good foundation routine that works for me. I have dry skin. I have very textured skin, aging skin. I get some acne here and there. So what I want is full coverage, lasts all day, skin-like, not too cakey looking. And I'm not a huge fan of powders. So the least I have to powder, the better, in my opinion, because I feel like it just clings to all the texture and everything. So I start out with, I've already prepped my skin. I have on my moisturizer, my SPF, things of that nature. So I start out using the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 spray. And I just spray it all over, clearly. I really like this spray because it's very hydrating. I don't know that it makes makeup last or anything, but it sets a nice barrier between your skin and the makeup. And I use a lot of makeup because I have so much redness to cover. Like, you can't see how textured my skin is, but I have big pores, wrinkles under my eyes, wrinkles around my mouth, things like that I don't particularly like. So after that's dry, I go in with a little bit of pore filling primer. I'm just going to use the Tatcha Silk Canvas right now. Sorry, I'm sniffly today. And I just put it where I have like big pores, obviously. And I like this under my eyes and around my mouth. Because I don't know, something about it just makes my concealer go on better. Smooths out my wrinkles a little bit. Not much, but any bit of help I can get. Unfortunately, I have wrinkles from being a smoker for years, so it's terrible. Terrible habit. Don't ever smoke. Normally, I would let that soak in for a few minutes and go in with the Milk makeup primer, but I couldn't find my Milk makeup primer, so I'm going to use this NYX Honey Do Me Up primer. And I like it because it's like, it makes your skin tacky, so it really grips the foundation. I don't like this applicator though at all. It's like streaming from my face to the bottle. Always make sure your hands are clean if you're going to be touching your face. I really like to use the gripping primer on my nose, especially because I'm a glasses wearer and I have a lot of issues with makeup breaking down right under my glasses and then where they touch on my cheeks. And I let that sit for like a minute or two just to soak in and set down a little bit before going in. I use the Nars matte concealer first to even out my skin. It really helps like flatten any bumps and cover them. It really helps fill my pores and redness. So I use quite a bit of it. I'm not gonna lie. But it's what I've found that works for me so far. And I'm just going to say off the bat, this foundation routine is pretty expensive. So I'm still trying to find something that works as well, but is more cost effective. But for now, this is what I've been doing when I need my makeup to look great and last a long time. So this is the Light Chantilly Soft Matte Complete Concealer by Nars. And I'm going in with the Sigma Large Fluff E50 brush. And I just spot conceal, but for me, spot concealing is like my whole nose and cheeks. Like where all my redness is and large pores, because it really fills them up. I don't know that primers really help with longevity. One day I'll try to do, especially one of the gripping ones, half a face, and see if, especially if that honey one really works, because it's not expensive, and the Milk Makeup one is expensive. I have really large pores on this side of my cheek, and especially, and like some scarring. So I really like to get some good coverage over that. It's almost like a mask over my bad spots on my face. But it really works. And this is like full on foundation routine. Then you let that sit for 2 minutes. So I guess we can just chat about life for those 2 minutes. It really sets down and dries, so it's flat. Anyway, so I don't know how everyone's doing in the quarantine. Let me know in the comments. And if you have any foundations you want me to try on a Foundation Friday, please put it in the comments, because I will try pretty much anything within reason of cost, because I'm not going to go buy $100 foundation. Like, that's not going to happen. But I might actually have some. And like I said, I have dry, textured skin. It's very sensitive, acneic, large pores, aging, all the bad things. All the bad things is what's going on with my skin. So yeah, if you are curious about anything and want me to test it for you, let me know. And I can do full-on wear tests too, where I check in throughout the day and let you know how it's holding up. I'm not going to do that today because I already know how this holds up. But the foundation I'm going in with is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Stays all day and night. It looks like this. I love this packaging. It's beautiful. And I got the color 3 Cool Freud, I believe is what it's called. And it's a little bit dark for me, but whatever. So I just put some on my palette, which is a candle lid. Also got that idea from Taylor Wynn, since I had them laying around. And I've pre-wet my sponges. But first, to try and give it more of like a natural skin-like finish, I go in with the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury in the lightest shade, 1 Fair. And I just kind of, it has a doe foot applicator. I just kind of like stripe it on all over. It helps add, because the foundation is pretty matte. So I feel like it just helps add a little bit of dewiness into it. And just like I said, a couple stripes along my face. And I go in with a Real Technique sponge, and it's already damp, and start in the center of my face. Get it up my nostrils a little bit. Sorry, I have a mirror over here too to look in just to make sure that things are smooth. I really need to get like better recording system and lighting. So if you have any ideas on, first of all, editing software, that would be helpful. And what's good at recording. So I'm going to dip back in now with the flat side. And I work in sections always. I just do. Make sure I pull it down my neck, obviously, since the color isn't spot on. When you have so much redness in your skin, it doesn't matter what you use. It's never going to match perfectly because I'm trying to cover a lot of that redness. See how well that covers that acne? I love this foundation though. Like, I have not found anything from Charlotte Tilbury that I don't like thus far, but they are a luxury brand, so everything is quite pricey. I really like their eye cream and their, they have 2 face masks that I really like a lot. I'm just going to assess the situation and see if I need more coverage anywhere. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. It's weird when I get nervous for filming. My nose runs and then I get like a sweaty upper lip. So it makes it very hard for my foundation to want to stick there, but it only happens like when I'm nervous. So I am going to just go in and build up a little bit over here. I kind of sheared it out more than I usually do and cover that up entirely. I hate crusty foundation lips. So I'm just going to quick clean those off. And then for concealer, I've been using the Nars. I don't even know what it is because it's like a tiny sample. Light Irrigated is the color. I think it's the Radiant Concealer, but that's what I've been using for my under eye concealer. It seems to crease the least, in my opinion. I still haven't found my favorite like under eye powders, but for now, this will have to do. I'm going to take this down the center of my face just to brighten it up some. Cupid's bow. And a little stripe there. And I go on with the same sponge because I feel like everything looks more natural when you're using the same sponge. Like your foundation and concealer, cream products, they all blend nicely together. It's just what I've found works for me. I should try to find a dupe for the Nars like paint pot type concealer that I use underneath. If you guys know of any that are potted that work really well, let me know. But with that, you want to make sure that it's your skin tone, not lighter. Because like under eye and stuff, I normally try to brighten. So obviously I use a lighter color than my foundation. Sorry, words were lost. I was focusing on application and almost forgot these stripes on my cheeks. Just evening everything out one more time. I think I used too much concealer under my eye today. Whoopsies. I actually have a full-size one coming. I ordered from Sephora. It just hasn't arrived yet. Now, for setting my under eye, I've been using the No. 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Translucent Finishing Powder in Light. I don't use very many loose setting powders. I use the e.l.f. Loose Finishing Powder frequently. Not on my under eye, but that has been the only loose powder I have found that I like so far. Well, I also like the Hourglass Mineral Val loose powder. Just tapping out anything that's set into the fine lines. I set my eyelids with it too to keep them from creasing. I don't really use eyeshadow primer. I just use whatever concealer I'm using that day for the most part. And then I go in and blend with the sponge again and push it all in nicely. And basically that's it for my foundation routine. My face is very opaque. I do have a lot of redness on my neck right now, so it does look kind of mismatchy. So I'm going to just use whatever's on my sponge, kind of pull it down, blend it together. Sorry for the sniffling. So yeah, that was my entire foundation routine. Next time you see me, I'll have a full face of makeup on. I'll tell you what I put on, and I'll try to figure out how to attach the two videos together. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'll try. So you might get two separate videos, one of this, one of my full face and what products I've used. But if not, I'll have them hooked together so you can see what I look like at the end. Now, obviously, this doesn't look very attractive. You have to trust the process because I'm so muted out right now. And I didn't set my face because I'm going to use some cream products before my powder products. But I will let you know what I use to set my face to make sure that my makeup lasts all day. I did forget that I also use the Lift and Illuminate right where my glasses sit. I don't always powder my whole face, but when I'm going for longevity, I do. So I'll let you know what powder I used for that when I come back all dolled up. All right, thank you so much for watching.